Hello, these are the 7 steps to replace your Samsung Galaxy S6 battery. Let me just give you a quick introduction. The Samsung Galaxy S6 cell phone is pretty old, but it is still a very capable cell phone. And I was really upset when my cell phone's battery began to show signs of age. So when the cell phone completely died, I decided to, for the first time, replace the battery on my cell phone. I have never done it before, so I chose to document my struggle, and I'm sharing with you guys this whole process. According to Wikipedia, Samsung sold 6 million of those phones only on the first month of sale. So there are a lot of Samsung Galaxy S6 phones out there, and if you're willing to go with me on this journey, I believe that even if you have never done this before, you'll be able to accomplish this. So let's begin. Those are the steps that you will need to take in order to replace the battery on your cell phone. The first thing that you will need to do is to back up the videos and images from your cell phone into your computer. You will need to connect your phone to the USB connection on your computer, and as soon as you open File Explorer, you will be able to see that Galaxy S6 is one of the devices connected to your computer. Now you should click on Phone, then the DCIM folder, and the Camera folder. The Camera folder is where all your cell phone photos and videos are located. Now press Ctrl A to select everything, then right-click and select Copy. Now browse to the Pictures folder on your computer and create a new folder. You should name this folder something that is memorable, like for example, Samsung Backup. Now right-click inside of this new folder and select Paste. Once this process is done, you have all the videos and images from your cell phone backed up into your computer. So now let's go to the next step, which is going to be backing up all your cell phone contacts to the cloud. After opening up your phone, bring down the menu from the top. Now tap on the settings icon that looks like a gear on the top right. Now scroll down and tap on Cloud and Accounts. Then tap on Backup and Restore. And tap on Backup Account. You should already have a Google account associated with your cell phone, but if you don't, just tap on the Add Account option. Now you can sign in to your Google account, but if you don't have one, you can create an account and associate this account with your cell phone. Once this process is done, all your contacts are going to be synchronized with this Google account on the cloud. Now the next step is going to be to shop online for your phone battery. You can go anywhere to buy your battery, but in my case I went to Amazon and searched for Samsung Galaxy S6 battery. Here at the top is the battery that I already purchased, and we are going to talk more about it later, but Amazon offers lots of options. Here, for example, this Amazon Choice listing is a prime item, and it offers the battery and all the tools for just $22. This kit truly has everything. It has the battery, has also a small screwdriver, has the suction cup, and all the plastic tools that will help you open up your cell phone. There's only one thing that you need to be careful when you are buying batteries online. You need to buy the battery for your specific Samsung Galaxy S6 phone. There are 3 variants. There is the normal Samsung Galaxy S6, there is also the Galaxy S6 Edge, and also there is the Galaxy S6 Note. They are all Samsung Galaxy S6, but their batteries are not interchangeable. The battery that I ended up purchasing doesn't come with any tool, and the reason why I made this choice is because I have a little experience with the X-Longer brand. But to tell you the truth, all those batteries that come from China are like a Russian roulette. Every now and then you get a dud. In any case, I already purchased an X longer battery for my wireless keyboard and I'm very happy with the purchase. By the way, if you are looking for a wireless keyboard, I highly recommend this one. And now since I bought this battery, I ended up having to buy the tools separately. So I bought this suction cup that also comes with that triangular plastic tool. And you can find links to everything that I purchased on the description. So let's go and crack the phone open. Here on display is everything that you will need in order to perform this task. Let's take an inventory. First, you need to get your phone. Now here's the suction cup that I purchased. The kit that I purchased came with 2 suction cups, but we just need 1. You also need a good quality small Phillips screwdriver. Now here's the X longer battery that I purchased. Also this triangular plastic tool that came with the suction cups. But if you don't have it, you can also use a guitar fin and a regular hair dryer. I am also using a tweezer, but it is not a requirement. So now let's take a closer look into my phone. As you can see, the battery swelled up and caused a bulge on the back that ended up cracking the back plate. Even in this terrible state, the battery was still holding a charge, but now the phone is completely dead. So the first thing that you need to do is to remove the SIM card. For this, you can use a simple paper clip, but I'm using a tweezer. You just have to punch this little hole here, and the SIM card will pop out. This is the SIM card that is provided by your phone company. Now you pick up the hair dryer and you put it on the medium heat setting. You are going to use it to soften the glue that is keeping the back plate in place. I sped up this part of the video, but I put a timer on the top left hand side so you have an idea of how long it took me to heat up the back of the cell phone. Now you pick up this plastic triangular tool and use it to carefully remove the back plate. As you can see on the timer, I didn't rush, so you should take your time removing the back plate. In my case, it took me almost 3 minutes to remove the back plate. Now it's time to remove all the screws. There are 13 screws on this phone. They are all Phillips head screws and they all have the same size. So as you remove them, you can put them all on the same container. You can pause this video right now and use this image as reference as you remove the screws on your own phone. I sped up this part of the video and I'm showing here a close-up of the screws removal. If you are using tweezers, just be careful. As you can see, it can be hazardous. But it is also very useful because the screws are really small. Now we are going to separate the display and the motherboard from the frame of the phone. And we are going to use the same procedure that we used to remove the back plate. But in this case, we need to be more careful because the display is more fragile and also is not cracked. And as you can see, it took me about 45 seconds. Now we need to use the suction cup to grab a hold of the display as we begin the process of separating the display from the frame of the phone. And again, you need to be patient, do not rush. It took me almost 3 minutes to remove the display. It's just a matter of going methodically all around the cell phone and carefully loosening the display from the frame. Now to remove the suction cup, you just need to allow air to enter in between the suction cup and the cell phone screen. Now comes the next step, which is to replace the phone battery. So here's the battery that I purchased. Let me quickly unwrap it. Now let me show you a close-up of the front and back of the battery in case you want to buy the exact same model. Now you need to disconnect the battery from the motherboard. And here I made a boo-boo. I should not have used a metallic tool to disconnect the battery. Thankfully there was no short circuit. For this you should use some plastic tools or even your nails. And here goes an important warning. The battery is firmly glued to the cell phone, and as you remove it, try to avoid bending or folding the battery, because if you do, you may cause the battery to catch fire. And as you can see, I was very careful and I took 2.5 minutes to remove the battery. And here is the new battery. And if you got the right battery for your phone, it should fit perfectly. The glue that was left over from the original battery should be more than sufficient to keep the new battery in place. And here you need to connect the new battery to the motherboard. If we take a closer look from the other side, you will be better able to see the new battery being connected to the motherboard. Now I'm using the plastic tool to connect the battery. And here you can even use your own finger, but if I did, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Now it's time to put the phone back together. Now it's time to put the display and the motherboard back into the frame, and here you just have to make sure that they are properly aligned. And here is one last time on which you're going to have to exercise your patience. Just carefully press all sides simultaneously until you remove the gap between the display and the frame. Now it's time to put the screws back into place. And this part was pretty irritating. Every time I placed a screw on top of the hole, they would go upside down. And I would have to use the tweezer to carefully put them right side up so that I could use the screwdriver to screw them into place. I had to do this for all 13 screws. Pretty annoying. And now it's time to put the back plate into place. I already ordered a new back plate, but it hasn't arrived yet, so this one will have to do. I was not able to find a back plate with this exact color, so I bought a navy blue one, but at least it's not cracked. And now that the phone is completely reassembled, it's time to put the SIM card back into the phone. The SIM card drawer has a little latch there, and that will help you put the SIM card in the right orientation. Now you see the little hole here on the drawer? This little hole should align with the hole on the frame of the cell phone. If the SIM card drawer is giving you a hard time to enter, just put a little pressure on the display and the SIM card should enter right in. Just make sure that the head of the SIM card drawer is completely flush with the frame. Finally, it is time to test the phone with the new battery. You will need to press and hold the start button, and hopefully you'll see the phone lighting up. There you go! This phone that was completely dead has now been resurrected. The new battery is supposed to come with a little charge, at least enough to start the phone. Mine came with only 10% charge. So it's time to plug the charger. And now that the phone is fast charging for the first time, you should allow the new battery to fully charge. Now it's time for the final considerations and a few small requests. I'm very happy with what I have been able to accomplish. With very little effort and a small investment, I was able to bring my phone back to life. It's been more than a year since I've replaced the battery, and this phone continues to work like a champ. I hope that this video was helpful to you in some way, and if you feel like I've earned it, please give a like and subscribe. And if you wish to support my work, you can make a one-time donation of $1, $2, or more. Information about my Patreon account is on the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.